In a world that feels like it's pulling us in a million different directions, how do we find our center? You know, the search for control isn't new. We're about to explore an ancient guide that offers a timeless path to achieving exactly that, inner peace.
Does this feel familiar? That constant pressure, that feeling of being totally overwhelmed by work, by what society expects, by this endless stream of things we're told we should want. It's a common struggle, right? A feeling of just being caught in the flow and losing our grip.
And this really gets to the core of the modern struggle. Why do so many of us feel like we're constantly being pulled in 1,000 different directions, losing our grip on our own peace of mind?
Well, the pressures come from all sides. We're facing material temptations, non-stop work demands, and those unspoken social expectations that create so much anxiety and stress. And the end result? We often feel like we're losing control of ourselves, just getting swept away by the current.
But what if the answer to this very modern problem isn't new at all? What if it's been waiting for us for centuries? Let's turn to some timeless wisdom from the ancient Buddhist text, the Dhammapada.
And this right here is the central idea. Conquering yourself is the greatest victory. The text argues that winning battles against 1,000 enemies is less significant than this one single internal win. It's a pretty radical shift in perspective on what it means to be truly powerful.
So the crucial point is the difference between these two types of victory. On one side, you've got external victory, things like status or defeating a rival. But those depend entirely on outside factors, and they can be pretty fleeting. On the other side, you have the internal victory, overcoming your own greed, your own anger, your own ignorance. That victory is independent, it's lasting, and it belongs only to you.
So what does self-mastery actually mean in this context? It's not about grimly suppressing all your desires, not at all. It's about the conscious recognition and control of your thoughts, emotions, and actions to find a state of genuine, sustainable happiness. See, it's about awareness, not restriction.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? The Dhammapada breaks this huge concept of self-mastery down into 3 core areas, or pillars, that we can focus on.
They are controlling the mind, our emotions, and our body and speech. You can think of these as the 3 legs of a stool that support a stable, peaceful life. Let's break down what each one means.
First up, the mind. And it's first for a reason. In this way of thinking, the mind is the source of all our behavior. It's the charioteer, holding the reins to our actions. Without a skilled driver, the horses of our impulses will just run wild, taking us to places we never intended to go. Gaining control here is absolutely foundational.
From the mind, we move to our emotions. And the goal here isn't to become a robot and feel nothing. Instead, it's about learning to understand, manage, and even transform our feelings. It's recognizing that emotions like anger or fear are signals, not commanders. By understanding them, we can choose our response instead of being swept away, especially when life gets chaotic.
And the third pillar brings it all into the real world, our body and speech. This is where our inner state, our thoughts and emotions, becomes external. The teaching is simple but so profound. Kind words and pure, intentional actions bring blessings. They create harmony not just with other people, but within yourself, closing the loop between who you want to be and who you actually are in the world.
So we have the theory, but how do we put it into practice? Let's turn this ancient wisdom into a daily guide with 5 concrete steps you can start using today. Let's walk through these. First, practice mindfulness. This is the foundation. Just staying aware of the present moment, your thoughts, your surroundings, without immediately slapping a good or bad label on it. It's about observing, not just reacting. Next, stay calm. When challenges pop up, and they always will, the goal is to face them with a clear mind, not a reactive one. The third is incredibly powerful. Control your speech. It starts with one simple action, pausing. That brief moment before you speak can be the difference between creating harmony and causing harm. Fourth, practice patience. This applies not just to enduring challenges, but to being more empathetic with others. And finally, think positively. This is an active discipline of reframing difficulties as opportunities for growth.
Now, this is a daily practice, not a one-time fix. And it begs the question, why go through all this effort? What's the ultimate prize for this journey? It's the pursuit of something we all want, true, unshakable inner peace.
The rewards of this kind of self-control are deep and sustainable. We're talking about an inner happiness that isn't dependent on external things, more harmonious relationships with the people around you, and a peace that truly lasts. And this is the ultimate goal,
True peace comes from within. When you cultivate this self-mastery, you become, as the source material says, immune to the influence of external events. You build a core of stability that life's ups and downs just can't shake.
So let's bring it back to the central idea. Conquering yourself is the greatest victory. As you go about your day, ask yourself this: what is the one inner battle you will choose to win today?